BYU held their first scrimmage of fall camp, and it looks like the defense is absolutely dominating the offense. Hi, everybody. Jake Hatch, host of Locked On Cougars, your daily podcast focused on the BYU Cougars. While there wasn't any media availability to watch the scrimmage this morning, we had a chance to catch up with Kalani Sitake, offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick, and defensive coordinator Jay Hill after the scrimmage concluded. And the overall tenor of those media sessions is that the defense is ahead of BYU's offense. Now, as Jay Hill noted, that is not uncommon this time of year. Kalani Sitake said he's not necessarily scared at the proposition of seeing his defense dominate the offense. As you read between the lines, it sounds like happened today. But the bigger point to be made here is BYU needs to figure out who they're going to go with at quarterback and start sinking those reps into those players. Aaron Roderick called this performance of the offense sloppy. That was the quote he used. And I think that's due in no small part to the fact that you're splitting reps between three guys. He said they're going to start paring the competition down, start giving different amounts of reps to different quarterbacks in due time. He said soon. He said, I got to talk to my coaching staff as well as Kalani Sitake before making that declaration. Kalani Sitake, when asked about potentially paring down the quarterback battle, said he'd have an update for us on Monday. We'll see what happens. But reading between the lines, it sounds like all the quarterbacks did not have their finest performance, nor did the offense as a whole. BYU's defense is absolutely dominant. There's been no doubt that this defense could absolutely be lights out this coming season. Guys like Keanu Tanuvasa have taken to this defense very, very well. Jay Hill said that the pass rush right now looks completely different than it did a season ago, and that should be music to the ears of Cougar fans, because if the Cougars can generate havoc in the pass rush, that's something that's been missing for the better part of a decade in Provo, Utah. So if you want to overreact to the offensive struggles, I get all that, but Kalani Sitake did express that he expects BYU's offense to respond in due order this coming week as a result of their performance in this scrimmage. But I look forward to seeing how things progress. They're going to scrimmage again at some point next week. I would assume that's next Saturday. But for today, defense way ahead of BYU's offense. Whether that's encouraging, discouraging, or somewhere in between for you, you'll have to make that declaration. But I do think that the BYU Cougars are making progress, and if the defense has to carry the extra load early on this season before the quarterback position really settles in, maybe that's how they're going to win football games. But all the same, we'll have more for you guys on our next full edition of Locked On Cougars, your daily podcast focused on the BYU Cougars, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where, of course, we like to say it's your team every day.